I've laid down with love and I've woke up with lies. What's it all worth? Only the heart can measure. It's not what's in the mirror, but what's left inside. What they are with my mom, my dad. You have to understand, my mom was this is my mom. She was kind of an elite in Las Vegas at the time, a very young age. She was orphaned at a young age by her mother, my grandmother. Like by 5, she was tossed around, put around different places and raised. And she resented her mother, where I didn't have my mom, so I kind of wanted to get to know her mother, just to kind of have a sense of what my mom or anything. And my whole family didn't really like her because she was quite a number, that one. I mean, my mom did the total opposite of what she did. So apparently she was a bar hopper and a drunk and married 8 times. And she always would say, no, but I married one of them twice. Like that would made any difference. She married 8 times, where my mom got married the day she turned 18 to my dad, who was 11 years older. And the next day they got married when she turned 18. And he gave her everything she would want, basically. And by the time she was 31, she was pregnant with me, and she died. She had me when she was 32, and she died when she was 34. So I didn't really have a chance to get to know her. I do remember that they told me that there was 2 aunts and another lady that were pregnant at the same time, which I have cousins that are literally a week apart from me that I was raised with, 2 girls. And these 3 women breastfed me because my mother was ill, apparently in the hospital. So I wonder if that even makes any difference, the variety of what you're being fed, at a young age. It was breast milk, but it was other women's. So I wonder if that doesn't add to my, exoticness of, life and the way I look at it, or the way I take it in and accept it for really what it is. But anyways, back to the reasoning of my mother being the pictures that I have of her. One is she's holding a turkey, and it was a best gun lady shooter of Nevada, and she's holding this big turkey, and you can see this hand coming up from underneath it, trying to brace the turkey it was really big. So I have that picture, and then I have another picture of her. I have a few other ones. She's just beautiful, young, or bathing suit modeling, and this is back when it was only like the Flamingo and the Riviera and certain hotels in Las Vegas. And there's one where she was like 18 and went into Sears and sat down and told them that she wanted to be the May Queen float. So I have that picture of my mother standing in a shell, and so this is all I had to go on growing up. This is what I got to look at. That was my mom, right? And she never aged, because the pictures I do have of her, she passed away at 34, so I have nothing in my mind visual of her, but at that age or younger. And so that's kind of what I had to go on. And then I knew the high school that I went to is the same one that she went to and my father went to. And she went back to high school after 6 children, and she got her degree. She's a really smart lady that way. Like, she was a pretty good go driver. And in her mind, she was only getting married when she had 8 kids. I was her 8th one. But, that's what you're going to, I'll try and find my photo album. I'm glad I graduated from there. All the rest of my family all went to Gorman, which is a Catholic high school. I would have gone there, but my stepmother at the time when I graduated basically told me that they weren't going to spend the money on me to go to a private school, and you're going to go to a public school. It was probably the best thing that ever happened to me. Just opened my eyes wide open at an age where it was perfect timing. 8th grade into 9th grade. And I was really pretty pretty naive as far as a lot of things go. I was pretty naive, but probably the best thing that ever happened to me, you know, was getting a grip a little later than most kids are kind of introduced to. My goodness, what they're introduced to now in the age. Until we change, then I'm not talking indoctrination camps and do it this way, this type of thing. I'm talking like healing camps, educational in a way where we unlearn what's been traditionally put down through the years, indoctrinated into these, you know, generations of people. I found it. Okay, so this book, let's get that in. I wonder if that'll work. Okay. I'm going to show you. It's got Wildcat Echo on it. Still has the plastic. That's my picture. And then I will show you in here. My senior year started out with the mascots were Siegfried and Roy that were in the shows, which I ended up doing with shows. Let's see if there's. Here we go. I don't know why I bent them, but Cat Life. And the rain comes down. There's no pain and there's no doubt. Not good. I believed in you. This is me, high school. Dance and jazz. That was me. Now I will get to the other pictures. We also had them here. Siegfried and Roy. And the cats. And then later in life, I worked in, I think, like 3 shows where I had the major cats in the show for the Magic Acts. And there was this one cat in this one number that I would wear this blue trench coat and a top hat. And when I would come off the stage and walk by it on stage left, and I would get off, when I would walk by the cage that was there and it had like a little drape over the top of it, it reached its paw up and I had like a little feather coming out the top of my hat. And this tiger reached over and grabbed my hat, and I had dreams prior to that where I was in my ice skates and I was trying to get up in the rafters to get away from a loose lion, like a tiger, in my dream. And then this happened when I was going off stage one day, and it's like it used to growl just at me, like I had a scent that it liked. And one day I went by and this thing went big old paw out the top of the cage that it was in that I walked by. It was crazy. I'd only been in shows probably like a couple years at that point. I was like maybe 19, I think, like 19 or so. So that was a trip. There's all kinds of stuff that I could show you. I'm not going to get into everything, but I did want to show you when President Reagan came to our school and met our president of our school. And President Reagan is in my senior year. Okay? It says, boss meets boss. The best of the cats. We got another one. Some great shots. These guys. And then I will do my senior picture. Oh, here we are, the Wildcats. That's all of us. And I will show you where I am in that crowd. One of these up here. Hard to see in the crowd, but I'm right, and I know I'm like right in the center. There's tons of us, and you know, it's weird. It's like all these people. I'm actually going out in September. One of them just texted the other day and wants me to come out for dinner with a few of these people. But in this, oh, there I am. Beginning. There I am. That's me. That's high school. I fit in with everybody. Everyone. And then I will show you my senior picture. Let me see if I have it on this side. I haven't looked in here in years, so excuse me. Let me put my glasses on for a second. I keep flipping through it. That's my senior picture. Raised in the desert, a guardian of the desert, something like that. Faces of Youth. This is Faces of Youth. When you go back through your photo albums, especially even yearbooks, the Cubs. So where is my father? Where has he gone? And where is my husband? Classic. Now let's go to the back and see if there's anything else. Where is my father? Back to the Cats. What is it that happened here? Is this real? This war, this can't be happening. This war can't be happening. I won't get in all the. Here's one more prize cats. And you should know how much we love you. Classics. Anyways, theater. I was in theater. I was in the tech class, which is building. It's building tech and the scenes and all that stuff. But anyways, we'll call it a night on that one. And I just wanted to share that growing up in Vegas was fun. It was good times. And I suggest anybody that has any background or memories or something, pull it up from, like, refresh your memory, you know, and then things that might be disturbing, you need to clear it and go through it, but it's part of your makeup, so embrace whatever it was that you were or had, and like I do, I embrace the little bits that I got as a child with my mom, and being raised in the desert. I'm on a mission right now, and a lot of it's to figure out this realm at this point. All that other traveling and seeing the world and working and being paid to do what I loved has brought me to this moment where I'm just thankful. I'm so thankful and grateful for my background and my eagerness to just keep seeking and not ever give up, and to do it for myself. Like, that's probably the most important thing or feeling, is knowing that you did it for yourself and you can just sit back in that, and whatever you've developed for yourself, whatever you've done for yourself. Like, I can only give credit to myself, and that's where it is. But I'm going to leave it at graduating Las Vegas High and my mother being a part of the whole galaxy of that. I will put a thumbnail, will be her, and that is my mother, and in front of Sears, I believe, going down Fremont Street in Las Vegas, as the May Queen float for the May Queen for the float. I think it was the whole Eldorado. They used to have a really big parade called the Eldorado Parade. If you ever want to look up the Eldorado parades in Las Vegas, they were a really big deal back in the day. So, and that's kind of where I got my little bit of a flair to take off, do what I do, or do what I did then. And now it's just set forth every day just to help and do and be whatever I can be within my small little community that I moved to. Where I was like the concrete jungle, and where I was raised. And I decided, it took me 2 years to move here. And that I can get into another story of how it feels to be motivated and put something in your brain to know it's best for you and that you need to go. I guess it's the only way I can think of it right now. And it took me 2 years. I was in therapy. I had been hit by a vehicle. So my back, I had to do two years of therapy. But in those 2 years of the therapy, I was able to take care of my dad for one. He had gotten sick, and I took care of him at that point and also later. But I was able to take care of him, but at the same time, I was repairing myself. And in that time, I was able to meditate. It was coming into 2011. I got hit. By 2012, it was the whole Y2K and the Mayan calendar, and people were and I was having a feeling of it's just time. Like when I go now, like I wasn't in a rush or anything. I wasn't. I just felt like with the danger I was in and what I was dealing with there and why I needed to move, it was apparent. I just would go and put on these big headphones I was in the middle of this court thing, which I'm going to tell you all about. I represented myself, and it was an entangled nightmare, and it took a lot of energy and strength out of me. And this particular party put a hit out on me and hit me with a vehicle. But anyways, that's how I ended up out here. It was 2 years meditating. After everything was said and done, my kids are raised. I've already done my 2 careers, and I just knew that it was time to go settle into something a little slower pace and do me right now. And that's what I've been doing. And I feel really fortunate. So in those 2 years, it took me to completely crystallize my vision and see myself here. And I had 2 brothers who live out here, and one invited me after living here 11 years, lost their home in a tornado, and said, hey, come out and visit. And I did. So it was in that moment, and just when I was leaving, that we were looking at homes, and this happened to be one of them. Something just clicked in me that there was a reason why I flew out. There's a reason why I'd never been out. And everything was really green here. So they have really 4 seasons here, which was something I wasn't used to, was the winters. I'm getting used to them now. There was a point when I first got here, I didn't know if I could do it. Yeah, it was so cold. But now that I'm here and I'm settled in, it's just so much easier. The pace, everything is right where I just want to be right now. It's pretty cool. So anyways, I'm going to check out. Take care, everybody. And we'll dabble in a little bit more. Basically, hashtag Vegas Shuffle. Because that is the name of my books, are going to be Vegas Shuffle. And it has to do with my dancing, growing up in Vegas, career as a showgirl, and then dealing high-end limit, dealing cards. And I don't have an NDA anymore, so I can talk about a lot of the experiences while I was dealing and those people that I dealt to, and then also when I was dancing and all the people that I met, ran into, hung out with, whatever. Whole list, a bunch of people. So good times. I've got a lot of the stuff that I have is in my photo albums. That I've got tons of them. Like these things just go on for days. I think this one should be, but it's huge. But these are my photo albums. And they just go on for days. All in here and in the spare room. So one day I'll get into these things. And basically show you what 0.001 or 0001 something percent, like I looked it up, on the amount of people that do the career I do not, what it's melted into and whatever is going on now with just like street dancer, pole dancer, in every casino, every bar, everywhere you go, in the cage and up there. Like that's not anything that I did. I was a showgirl, classic, shows. Um, yeah, the percentage of people that actually are able to get that is so few and far between. That's why I know I'm just so appreciative of everything that came my way and how my life went. Like I'm just so appreciative of it. So that's all we can be. That's all we can be, is just appreciative, and then go out and try and spread that appreciation with other people. It's a give and take, not everything's going to be just peaches and cream all the time. But definitely when it comes and it goes, let it flow to other people. Let them have a little bit of whatever that was that you had, in your life and whatever you're doing. That's the best I can say. But all right, I'm going to head out. I'm getting a little tired too. Take care, everybody. Bye.